You ever notice how the biggest obstacle between you and the life you want is you? Not circumstances, not other people. You. I used to think growth meant fixing what was broken. But when I opened The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest, I realized something deeper. Sometimes the mountain we need to climb isn't out there. It's the one we've been building inside ourselves through self-sabotage, limiting beliefs and patterns we don't even recognize anymore. I'll be honest. When I first picked up The Mountain Is You, I thought it would be another self-help book telling me to think positive and journal my way to happiness. But Wiest doesn't sugarcoat anything. She opens with a premise that stopped me cold. Self-sabotage isn't weakness. It's not laziness or lack of discipline. It's actually a form of self-protection, our psyche's misguided attempt to keep us safe from the unknown, from failure, from becoming someone we don't recognize yet. What struck me immediately was how she reframes personal growth entirely. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about removing the layers of fear, negative self-talk, and emotional armor we've built to survive, so we can finally become who we already are underneath. Wiest talks about emotional healing not as a destination, but as a practice, a daily reckoning with the parts of ourselves we've been avoiding. And she does it with this rare combination of compassion and brutal honesty that made me feel seen in ways I wasn't prepared for. This book isn't just about overcoming inner obstacles. It's about understanding why we put them there in the first place. What really struck me about Wiest's approach is how she dismantles the myth that we're just stuck. She argues that self-sabotage is always purposeful. It's serving us in some way, even if that way is outdated or destructive. Maybe we procrastinate because finishing something means being judged. Maybe we stay in toxic relationships because loneliness feels scarier than dysfunction. Maybe we sabotage success because deep down, we don't believe we deserve it. One thing I loved was how she connects self-sabotage to unprocessed emotions. We're not broken. We're just carrying around unresolved pain, and our behaviors are symptoms of that weight. Wiest walks you through the anatomy of emotional intelligence and self-awareness in a way that feels less like a lecture and more like someone handing you a map you didn't know you needed. She talks about how we mistake intensity for connection, how we confuse comfort with happiness, how we let fear dress itself up as rationality. And she doesn't just point out the problem, she shows you how to dismantle it, piece by piece. One of the most powerful ideas I found was her concept of the mountain. She says the mountain is you, not in a discouraging way, but as a call to transformation. Turning pain into power means confronting the versions of yourself that no longer serve you. It means breaking negative patterns not by willpower alone, but by understanding their roots. Emotional healing, she argues, isn't about feeling better. It's about feeling everything, processing it, and letting it move through you instead of staying trapped inside. What shifted my perspective was how she talks about building resilience. It's not about toughening up or numbing out. It's about developing the capacity to sit with discomfort, to tolerate uncertainty, and to trust yourself enough to take risks. She challenges the idea that self-mastery is about control. Instead, it's about surrender, letting go of who you think you should be so you can become your best self. Wiest also dives deep into how we construct our own prisons through limiting beliefs, and how those beliefs shape everything: our relationships, our careers, our sense of self-worth. She doesn't just tell you to believe in yourself. She asks, what would you do if you weren't afraid? What would your life look like if you stopped running from the person you're capable of becoming? If you apply what Wiest teaches in The Mountain Is You, here's what could shift. You stop blaming external circumstances and start taking radical responsibility for your inner world. You begin to recognize self-sabotage the moment it shows up, and instead of beating yourself up, you get curious. You ask, what is this protecting me from? What old wound is this trying to avoid? You start transforming your life not by chasing happiness, but by doing the hard, quiet work of becoming someone who can handle it. Your routines change. Your decisions become clearer. Your goals stop feeling like distant fantasies and start feeling like inevitable next steps. You stop waiting for permission to become your best self. You just start becoming them, one uncomfortable, courageous choice at a time. This book won't give you a quick fix, but it will give you the tools to climb your own mountain and the understanding that the view from the top is worth every difficult step. Like and subscribe to WellReadClub for more book breakdowns and mindset insights.